welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the globe and the internet to try and find art supplies that will benefit you to either make you faster or just enjoy the fact that you can do art with better and cooler stuff. Now, we are getting back to school time, and I know that everyone is going virtual and stuff like that, but the schools don't, the stores, they don't really care, so they're having back to school sales and stuff like that. And so I wanted to do a product that has always been in the household because they're just super fun, and I have a lot of kids, and it's just a product that is always around and just seems like a lot of fun. And what we are going to be focusing on is Cra-Z-Art Markers. That's right, Cra-Z-Art Markers. Now, I have done 2 videos about Cra-Z-Art Markers. One was the normal Cra-Z-Art Marker pack, and the other one was thin tip markers, and today we are doing the premium borderline markers. Premium. I have no idea what premium Cra-Z-Art markers are. They were still super cheap, so it's very affordable, really great for kids and stuff like that. But I'm super excited about finding out why these are premium versus the other ones. No clue why, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun to test and see what the difference is between the markers. So yeah, so let's go ahead and check out what makes these premium. All right, so let's take a look at the box. Very simple, right? Definitely lets you see that the markers that you're getting. We got some nice colors. There are 20 markers in this pack, and it's like, it says that it's richer, brighter colors. Okay, these are the broad tips. It says new drawing color doodling. All right, we got 20 colors. And the packaging is really simple. Okay, the markers are, they feel they feel like little kids markers, right? Which they are, but yeah, they're definitely a nice size. They feel good. They have these nice black bases so that you know exactly that these are the premium ones. Whoops, these are the premium ones. The other ones have like this tannish color to them, so that way you know instantly. It looks like a regular, Cra-Z-Art Crayola type marker, right? Nothing fancy there. It's just a broad tip. Seems pretty saturated. These colors do. All right, you still have a nice snap. All right, it's got a double snap, it seems. Yep. So double snap to make sure that it's nice and closed, because we all know kids like to leave their markers open. So you got a double snap. All right, let's see. Here. Guess we'll just take this one. Nice blue, real quick. And of course, it snaps onto the back, right? And they come out. You can make nice. I do like these bold tips, right? Because they're made in such a way that it gives a nice tip at the very top, at the the very front of the marker, so you can actually get some really nice lines if you're trying to draw. And then you can also get these nice bold lines as well. So if you're doing some life drawing, right, you can always just come in and be like, all right, so we got these big lines here, right, from here, and you can start doodling, right, really fast, right? Oh, there's something here, right? So you can come in and doodle really fast, but then you can still come in and get nice, strong, easy, thin lines to where you can actually make some really nice details with it, but it still gives you the opportunity to make, like, look at how thick, you hold that down a little bit. Look at how thick that line is, right? But let's see what happens when we coat it. Ooh, this is definitely water-based. So it's definitely a water-based marker because look, right? So once again, you got to know that these are not meant to do repeated, like, oh, we're just gonna keep going over it, because all it is a water base, right? And then see that? See, it shreds up the paper, right? Because it's a water-based marker. But I have to say, like, the water-based here, it's a very nice saturation. So I mean, the problem is that because it's water-based, the minute you go over it, it gets darker, right? So this is definitely meant for kids and coloring books, where they can just do one of these and then just be happy with it. But I have to say, the ink flows really nicely. The color is pretty bold in it. You cannot go over it too many times, right? And what I've noticed, so if you watch my other video, then you realize that I was smearing a lot of the bold tip, right? This one doesn't allow you to smear it until you actually oversaturate the paper to where it pulls up. So that's something that's different about these premium markers, is that the consistency of it does not put as much of the ink down to where you can smear it, so that it's kind of right there. So if you're trying to fill in those areas of a coloring book, you don't have to worry about it smearing. But I mean, look at these, you can go over it. Look at that. It's actually pretty good. Like, you can go over it a little bit, right? You can go over it like once and still get a semi-consistent color. That's not bad. I mean, these are actually, they're not bad. Like I said, it's a water-based marker, so that's something you got to be aware of. You can't come down and try and make, the more you go over it, the more you start tearing up the paper. But as far as the construction of this marker, you can get these nice thin lines if you want for hatching and stuff like that. And then just the sheer ability to go over something like that and bam, have that really thick line going. I mean, that versatility there is awesome, right? And you can go over it. You can go over it at least, so if you put your lines down, you can come back over it and not have to worry about you messing up the paper and destroying the fibers of the paper. So that's good. I mean, that's really cool. Okay, so you have like a good two pass, right? All right, so you got a good second pass on things before it starts eating up the paper, and then it doesn't really bleed that much. And these 20 colors, they are bold. You got these nice bold colors. They do seem to be brighter, but they don't smear like the other ones do. So you really excuse me, you really got to come in and make sure you get it on, by that second pass. But they have nice dark colors. All right, they got some really nice rich colors that when you go over it, they hold a nice dark color. And let's see, so we've got 3 colors. You think we can blend this? All right, let's find out. All right, I really don't think that's the right color, but I might have to find, we might have to find it. Ooh. Oh, that did not like that at all. Yeah, they don't like going over each other. They do not like going over each other at all. See, they work just fine on their own, but then maybe if we let it dry. Let's let it dry a little bit, and then we'll come over it with the different colors, and we'll try that. But from what I can tell, they don't necessarily like going over each other. So we're gonna try that with the blue, because there's enough colors to make blue and green. So we're gonna try the blue and greens. to see if we can't get it to blend a little bit. Should be dry enough. Yeah, it really doesn't like going over the marker. It doesn't like that at all. Because when you go over it, it completely tears up that paper. See, just throwing out these little bits. So even if you let it dry, right, the minute you go over it, you see how it's nice and dark here, right? So that's where it got dark, but you rub your finger over it and it's just pulling up the paper. And so they do not like to blend over each other. The minute you go over it is the minute it starts disintegrating paper. But I wonder if we did, you know, if I fill in the space and then I want to do a highlight or a shadow, because I think that'll work, right? So if you know exactly what you're trying to do here, see, so you can cover them up. So you can do that. All right, so I think we're gonna try that. You know, we're gonna do a little drawing, and then we'll see if we can't do a nice little combination of stuff. But the colors here are, I mean, you've got reds, you got oranges and reds, you got blues and greens that will allow you to do a triple thing like that. There is some yellows and orange, you know, so you do have a nice gamut that you can try and get some range in there, so that there's a nice range of colors, so that makes it really nice to work with. But I think that we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna make this work for us to see if we can, because it's not blending, right? It will not blend. As soon as you go over it, it just, look at that, see, just completely tears up the paper. And that should be dry by now, right? You gonna see that? Like, it should be dry by now, but it just completely obliterated the paper. And you know, like I said, this is good paper. Like, you're not even supposed to be able to get through it, right? Like, from one side to the other. And this is just and it's still like, look, I just keep going over it, and just the fibers of this paper is like, why are you punishing me like that? And you can come over to the other one too. So if you go over it, it's eating up the paper. So this is definitely a one-shot thing as far as the markers go. But we're gonna try a little drawing, and then let's see if we can't make something out of it, and then we'll do our summary. All right, so let's get to drawing. We just got done testing out the Cra-Z-Art Premium Broad Tip Markers, and I have to tell you, no, it's not worth the money. You can get, you know, a 12-pack for sure for like 50 cents at Walmart, at any, I mean, especially during the back to school stuff, but I think they're like $1 at most. So you get 12 markers for $1, and these were $8 for 20. And I have to be honest, after trying them, while the colors were nice and they were different and they had different colors so that was a nice variety, and they were vibrant and bold. As they advertised, it was vibrant and bold, and that's great and all, but you couldn't do anything, like you can't go over things multiple times, right? You couldn't smear it. Like in my other video for Cra-Z-Art Markers, just by putting it down, you're able to actually move the ink around, and you could blend stuff a little bit. You know, you're like, okay, I can blend here, put down some color, I can put down some other color, and I can smear it, you know, so it allowed you to actually be a little bit more creative. Whatever they used to put the mixture together for this particular marker, it actually doesn't allow you to smear it, right? Which is great generally speaking, you know, it's like, oh, well, I don't want it to smear anywhere. But because it's such a water-based product, and then when you go over it, it completely obliterates your paper, and for a while, you know. So as you saw, I let it dry, and then I went over it again, and it still just was like, and it would completely destroy the marker. And you know, it's like, oh, that's not cool. And then, you know, I was able to draw with it. I think that you can draw with it, right? Like you can use it and you can draw if you're not trying to actually build anything, or if it was on printed. So if it was for a coloring book, it would work just fine, right? And you can use the colors. So, I mean, there is that. But as far as the marker goes, and it's from the same brand, you know, Cra-Z-Art, it wasn't like I was trying Crayola and I was comparing it to Cra-Z-Art or anything like that. This is their product, the Cra-Z-Art and Cra-Z-Art. The last one, I was like, these are actually pretty cool. You know, you're allowed to move it around and do stuff like that. It was the same design, so you got nice lines and stuff like that. But these just, I don't think, deliver for the money, especially since I can get a 12-pack of markers for 50 cents. And so, with that said, if you're just looking for a different variety, I mean, I guess you could get these, but to be honest, if you actually just look around, you can get the same amount of markers from Cra-Z-Art and pay like $1 or $2, right? So you can cut down on a fraction of the cost. But I mean, I don't think these are worth the money that it costs to make them. You are much better served with the original pack, and I think that they just came out with like an original pack for different colors. So I'll be on the hunt for that one and see if it's literally the premium stuff, or if they've completely changed their concoction for the actual marker from, you know, when I did my reviews of the Cra-Z-Art markers before. So there you go. Cra-Z-Art marker premium pack. Don't believe it's worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, make sure you give me a comment. Tell me what you want to see. If there's any other product you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'll put it on the list and I'll get to it as soon as possible. I want this to be beneficial to you because there's so much out there. There's so much out there. And if we can get a head up or a leg up on getting the right material to go, you know what, this is actually good, or this is worth it, or if you're on a budget, get this because this will get you to up here. That's what I want, but I need your help. So please, if you want me to review anything, or if you see anything, please just drop it in the comments and I will get to it as soon as possible. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to check out some of my other videos, click on the link on your right. Or, if you're interested in a more behind the scenes and personal look at what I do on a day-to-day basis, please click on the link that leads you to the vlog. Thank you very much, and we'll see you at the next video.